Okay, so number 14, it says write the function in this form from the following graph. So let's go ahead and find the pieces that we need as far as all of our A, B, C, D, and period values from the graph. Okay, so just like what we've been doing before, the D value is probably the easiest one to see, that we have a -5 to a +1, which says it's a total of a jump of 6, if you will. So if I go halfway, 1, 2, 3, and from there I'm going to put this equilibrium line, basically a line that cuts the wave right in half. That is going to be my D value. It's that that vertical shift 2 units down from the original parent function. So D is -2. Okay? A is going to be how far from that line to either a max or min do you have to jump. And in this case, you see that you're going to jump up or down 3 units. So A is 3. The next thing I would look at is the C value. So I know cosine's graph, okay, cosine's graph, parent function wise, does start at 1 and would look something like this for a complete period. And looking at this, with it being cosine, it looks like it shifted over from basically something like this all the way over. It shifted to the right 3 units. Okay, so because it shifted to the right 3 units, we're going to say C is a +3. Now we're going to look for our B term. Okay, so our B is determined by how long is one period of cosine located on the graph. So if I wanted to graph like from a max to a max, or if I wanted to graph from a minimum to a minimum, that will tell me there's a complete period. Because of the fact that the maxes are easier to see on this graph, I'm going to measure how long is this period, as far as how long is the wave. It goes from 3 all the way to 11, and if I subtract that, I know that this period is 8. It is cosine yet again, so it's 2 pi over b is equal to the new period of 8. So if I solve backwards and multiplied both sides by b, and then divided both sides by 8, I'm going to see that this will reduce to 1/4, which is pi over 4 is b. So pi over 4 is going to be that b value, if you will. Okay? So we have a period of 8 and a b value solved of pi over 4. So now I'm just going to plug in all of my letters into the equation. Otherwise, f of x is, leave space for a, cosine of leave space for b, leave space for c, and leave space for d. So my a value is 3, my b value is pi over 4, your c is 3, and your d value is -2. And if you were to simplify, I mean, you really don't have to simplify. This could be your answer. And we'll have pi over 4, x minus 3, and then plus 2. And this makes sense because from this original parent function, I shifted 3 to the right. Remember, everything with x, you do the opposite. So it would shift to the right to look like it would start somewhere right there. It does have an amplitude of 3, and it did shift 2 units up. Whoops, just saw that. It's not going to be up, it is going to be down 2 units. Because it went down from our original equilibrium down to a different equilibrium. So this would be our final answer.